Thank you for clicking on the link. This is the Tsunami Volleyball information session for our elite teams out of our South location for the 2018-2019 season. If you are watching this video, our anticipation is that you have competed with us at that level previously, or you have an extensive amount of club volleyball knowledge. We will not cover everything related to club in this video. There is an information session for new families, and that is where we cover everything, including every detail you can imagine, we hope. But this is just what is new for the 18-19 season for our elite level teams. I am going to apologize in the beginning that our voice and our slides may not match exactly. We have a lot more information to give out than we do slides to cover them. So just forgive me for that, and we'll keep going from there. We're going to talk about our costs. We're going to talk about our tournament schedule. We'll talk a little bit about our coaches. We'll talk about nationals. I'm really excited about some of the changes that are happening at the elite level this year, and I think you guys are going to be pleased. We work every season at taking your feedback and trying to make ourselves better, and we're taking some pretty big jumps this year. So sit down, hold on, take notes, whatever you want to say. We'll get to all the good stuff in just a second. We had 6 teams earn USA Volleyball bids this past year. As you know, those have to be won or earned during the season by finishing in the top couple of teams at regionals, or by winning and finishing the top couple of teams at a national qualifier. So in addition, we sent 8 teams to AAU Nationals. At AAU Nationals, our 12s and our 14s both finished 5th, and our 16s played up at 17s and finished 2nd. So had a pretty good run there. We're proud of those teams and look forward to doing that again next year. First things first, our single biggest change this year is that we're going to a master coaching format. What that will mean for you as an athlete is that you will now have a 2.5-hour practice instead of a 2-hour practice. So our 6 to 8 time slot is now a 6 to 8:30, and our 8 to 10 time slot is now a 7:30 to 10. In that 7:30 to 8:30 overlap every week at the beginning of the season will all be skill training with all of our elite coaches. So you'll have the opportunity, even if you play on my team, you may be working with Dunn during that time, or with Tad, or whomever. So you'll get the opportunity to work with all of our elite coaches for that hour. As the season progresses, that hour-long session will become scrimmaging time. So we will align our practice schedule so that 13-1 and 14-1 scrimmage together, then 13-1, 14-2, so that we have a good conglomeration. We've got a good number of high-level teams that, quite frankly, need to compete a little bit more. So we'll use that time for training in the beginning, then combo training, setters, middles, that type of thing, as we get a little bit closer to January, February, that time becomes scrimmaging. We have used portions of a master coach format in the past, and for very valid reasons have stayed away from certain aspects of it. But with our coaching staff that we have now, we are super excited about the possibilities that brings for us. And we love having our athletes hear the same things from different coaches. We're also working this year extensively with our coaches, making sure that we solidify that we are all teaching the same things at the same time. And part of our master coaching format is what will allow us to just confirm that we're all on the same page. So you'll hear the same thing from 10s all the way through 18s. We've done that probably 90% in the past, but now we're trying to get all of our coaches on board all at the same time, all pushing towards the same goal. Our tournament schedule this year is similar to what we've done in the past. We are going to go to Nashville twice. With the Super Bowl being in Atlanta, it's kind of thrown all the tournament schedules off. It was our intention to stay in town on MLK this year, but we will be going back to Nashville, Franklin area to compete on MLK weekend, because there's not a tournament here in town on MLK, not a high-level tournament that we need to be playing in. So we will be going back to MLK. We'll be going back to Nashville for MLK. We will also go to Nashville for Block and Roll, which is in February. We will, at the older levels, still play 3 qualifiers. At the younger levels, we'll still play 2 qualifiers. National level tournaments. Last year, the schedules were really bad because of the 18s being pushed back, and so there was a it was very difficult to schedule 3 qualifiers. That is still our goal 100%. However, if it's not physically possible, we don't want to promise something we can't do. So we will definitely play 3 national qualifiers when it's possible. If we can't get a 3rd qualifier because of dates, we will at least schedule a national level tournament, JVA World or something like that. So we will continue to go forward with that. We are also looking at getting into the Palmetto region a little bit and playing some tournaments over there. So maybe we don't go to Huntsville this year. Maybe we go to Charlotte or Myrtle Beach or somewhere around in there. So we found some great tournaments over there. So we might be able to vary our travel schedule just a little bit, which will be kind of fun. As is always the case at this time of year, our coaching selection is one of your biggest questions. We are surprisingly way ahead of where we have been in the past. We are excited about some new coaches that are coming into our program. We're pretty tickled that we're this far along, but of course we're not complete by any stretch of the imagination. So what we're going to do over the next week is we will put together a page for our website that will be a fluctuating page. We'll put the coaches up there as they stand right now. Please know that there's still some fluctuation based on high school coaches not being able to coach older age athletes. And so as kids talk about coming out, it makes us keep that list a little bit variable, almost up until the last minute. But we should know well in advance what our coaching situation is going to look like for the most part. So we have most of that already put together, Elite 1 teams and 2 teams. And so as we finalize those last couple, we'll send you guys an email of where the link is on our website. We have our open gym schedule listed on here. You'll also see it on our website. As we get a little bit closer to tryouts for the older ages, we may add some Sunday open gyms, which have always been a big success, so to speak. A lot of athletes have come out. So stay tuned to our website for that. On our website, on the front page, the home page, there are 2 blurbs about tryouts for 14 and under and 15 and over. On those blurbs, there are 2 links. On one link on each side, it'll take you to the registration link, and the other is an information page. Everything covered in this video is on that information page. So you can click there and go to it. So anytime you're trying to find information, that's where it is. Seen here are our pricing schedules for 10s through 18s. You'll note that we have had to, we've been able to lower several of our prices. We've also had to go up on a couple. So we've been able to maintain a pretty close standard of what we've done in the past. We include our 10s and 11s here, although they operate under a select model. Those athletes, we do call them our elite team. There aren't travel tournaments that they're going to attend, but they will play in the higher level tournaments here in town. One of the slides on here also mentioned commitment day. This year, the region has done it differently. In years past, we had a 10-day window from the time you try out until the time you can sign the paperwork to officially play for us. You could verbally commit, but you could not sign and commit. That window has now become a 5-day window. So instead of having to come to the gym on a Tuesday or Thursday night or Wednesday night during the season for commitment night, we are now going to do it on Saturday from 1 to 4. It'll be a commitment day. Our North teams will do uniform fittings at that time. Our South teams will do them at their first practices. But it gives us not a homework night, it gives us just a little bit more flexibility in terms of how we do things. So we have it listed 1 to 4. Our anticipation is it's going to be probably an hour and a half for our South teams. I think we covered the big stuff. Our single biggest change this season is our master coaching, and we explained that a little bit. It should be good for all of our athletes. 2 trips to Tennessee this year instead of 4 or 10 or however many times we went last year, and that there's just some minor changes in our pricing model. Our tryouts are also a little bit different. You'll notice this year our 13s and 14s are trying out together at the same time. 15s and 16s are doing the same. This is new. We will not be with our North location during that time, so we're really excited about what that can present for us in terms of opportunities to put kids in the best possible spot. So we're pretty excited about that. So anyway, if you have any questions, you can see that's Heather's phone number on the slide. It's actually the office number, but Heather gets the joy of carrying it around with her every day. And then info@tsunamivolleyball.com will go to Dunn, Heather, and myself. This is Jeff. So that email address gets all three of us. If we left anything off, if we just didn't touch on something you have a question about, give us a call. We will be glad to answer that question, or email us and we'll take care of it. Thank you for playing with us in the past. We really appreciate your trusting your daughter with us. We look forward to seeing you at tryouts and hope you guys will play with us again this upcoming season. It's going to be a great 2018-2019 at Tsunami Volleyball.